Now we've gone through all of that attention and we've got conversations going with people. So how do we turn that attention into action? How do we get a buying relationship going? So from those not yet buyers to buyers, how do we get them buying with your business? So this is your client system. Firstly, let's look at your service offering. Many businesses, we start our business based on our core offering. What is the main thing that we offer? For accountants, it's the annual tax return. For gardeners, it's regular garden maintenance. For plumbers, it's the new boiler. So we have a structure of which we advise, because it works, of how to set up your services to carry on that kind of funnel concept of, as you make people aware, educate them and showcase them, it's then how do you keep that going to bring people in as clients? And the first layer of that is gifting. So this is how we're going to take that attention from your socials and whatnot and turn it into an action where you've then got their information and they're in your pipeline. So gifting, you want to be free, helpful information for your ideal client, your ideal prospect. And in this, you want it ideally to take none of your time and no money at all. So examples being free downloadables of the top 10 tips. So in the garden industry, it might be top 10 tips to get your garden ready for the spring. Put your email in to get the free downloadable. Or as an accountant, it might be the 10 most common missed tax write-offs in any tax return. And it's again, put your details in for the PDF to be sent over to you. Another way that we love to do these is with quizzes. So take a quiz and get your score. Is your garden ready for the spring? Get your score today, take the quiz and find out how ready you are for the spring. The key to these is that they're free. It's just useful and helpful. Next, once you've done all of that to gift people, you're starting the relationship on giving. Next is the prospect offer. What your prospect offer is something in between gifting and core offering. And what many businesses try to do is just go straight from hello, nice to meet you to a core offer. Nice to meet you, can I have $2,000? And so what we suggest is with the gifting and the prospect offer is building layers in between those. So you start by giving and being helpful. Next is your prospect offer, and that is a low ticket item, 10, 20% the price of your core offering to help people build a relationship with you, get an idea of what it's like to work with you before they dive straight into the big ticket item. And the reason is because the easiest people to sell to are those that have already bought from you. Once someone started the relationship of giving you money for a service, it then becomes much easier to carry that on. After all, you're a beneficiary in their bank account now. They can transact, send money to you much easier. But not only that, they've got a relationship and data in their mind of where they've given you money, got a service for it. And that's much easier. And consider, if your business has got some kind of prospect offering that helps people get a taster of what it's like to work with you, makes it much easier compared to your competitors. So in the garden example, if one gardener offers a one-on-one consultation in the garden to show how a customer can get year-round colour in their garden and give them planting suggestions going into their soil type and what will bloom in their garden as a full document and whatnot, that's incredibly valuable and helpful. And that can be something that's a low ticket item compared to paying the gardener to do it all for them. Now compare that when they go and get their 2, 3, 4 quotes in, they've already spent money with you and you've given them so much advice, tips and tricks, they can take that information and go to another gardener, but you're the one that's got the refined answers. Use this example in Pink Panda. Right now you're on a workshop, you've paid 50, 60 quid to come on a workshop and experience what it's like to work with us and transact money for a service, and you can take this information and go away, that's fine, or we can help you more. But you've had an experience with us, you've already become familiar where we can be helpful to you, and it starts that relationship. Next is your core offer. Now this is the key thing, the main service you offer in your business. It's the gardener doing the garden maintenance, it's the accountant doing the tax return, it's the plumber fitting the new boiler. Now, you can add things in between. So as an example, in a garden company, we use the checklist as another gift in between the prospect offer and the core offer. So before they go for the core offer, they get another gift from us. And then finally is the profit pump. This is one of my favorite ones. The profit pump is those additional services that you can add on to your core offering that if you was to sell them separately to a new customer, they wouldn't be that profitable. So it's not too dissimilar to your prospect offer in that it may be a low ticket item, it may be much higher, but it's something that's added on. So in the garden company example, profit pump may be additional planting. For example, if you had someone call you up to go around and quote to put a couple hundred bulbs in the garden and a few little plants here and there, when you consider your time to go and view the garden, get to know the person, look at what can be done in their garden, give them a quote, go away and find that you have to do 3 of those or 5 of those to get one job. Then you get the materials and go and do the job. Suddenly that couple-hour job just is not worth the time at all. However, when done as a profit pump, if you've got a core service and you've got 50 clients and you inform all 50 clients that it's a great time of year to think about additional planting and then offer your service, give them a suggestion, how many of them, they're already giving you money to improve their garden, how many of them are going to go, there's another idea to improve my garden. You are improving my garden and you've got an idea, let's go for it. It becomes much easier to make that transaction and get further work from them. And it's just helping you be more helpful. So it's what you can add on, or what those extra things you do. As an accountant, it might be bookkeeping. When you consider what it would take to get to know someone, get to know the books, and to start their relationship, onboard them, and you think, oh God, we're gonna have to retain them for months before we actually make any profit. Whereas if you're doing all their accounts and you can add on bookkeeping, suddenly it's like, well, we're already doing their accounts and we know their numbers, and this is just gonna help us do the accounts even easier and more efficiently. Suddenly, it becomes much more profitable. Hence why we call it the profit pump. As I said, you may use services and layer it up. You may have multiple ways of gifting, you may have multiple prospect offers, you may have a couple different core offers and multiple profit pumps, and you may use gifts in between the core. You may even use a new prospect offer in between the core and the profit pump. But it's just about having that overall setup for your services so that you know how to predictably bring people into your funnel and then bring people into the service and build that relationship. And why are we doing all of this? Because what it does is helps your prospects filter themselves. It helps you gather data on them. When you think of the quizzes, if you've got forms people fill, that kind of thing, if they're taking free downloadables and then they give you feedback for a form and that sort of thing, or put their contact details in, they're just giving you data, and you can learn and learn and learn what your prospects are looking for and how to solve their problems, and then further tailor your conversations with them to be even more helpful. And in addition to that, you can reduce the whole free quote. Many services, especially trades, offer free quotations. And taking the example in the garden company, it's a way to reduce the need for that. So in the garden company, yes, of course, still get calls to go and quote, but it'll be something where instead of doing 30 quotes a month, that's reduced down to just a couple of quotes and a handful of consultations, where it's turning into more business and more profit because we're not wasting time with those not yet ready to buy people, because we've got systems to filter them and avoid spending any time with them until they are ready to buy.